Jumping into our cursor IDE here, we can see we've connected to the Elastic Path MCP server over the standard I/O protocol. And we're working with standard Next.js starter template. There's nothing customized on this yet at all. If we jump over to the browser, we can see we're operating with just the basic starter template. So in my chat here, I'm just going to ask Cursor to create a storefront, a basic storefront, a product grid view, and a simple cart view. So we can see here it's done some analysis of the repository. It's identified we're using Next.js and the structure of our repository. We can then see it's called the MCP tool with a particular query. The MCP tool has responded with a response that can hopefully guide it as to how it goes about implementing what we requested. Okay, it's finished generating, and we can see what it's done is it's created a product grid view. It's backed by Elastic Path. It's created basic cart functionality. It's connected us up to our store in Elastic Path, and it's asking us to create an environment file and provide our endpoint URL and our client ID, which we can do now. So we'll create that file and then just connect it to a store that we already have. Looking at our file structure here in our Git difference, we can see that the agent has created several files for us, created a new layout with a new page. We've got a couple of components here, and we have a couple of contexts for sharing the store authentication information and cart information. There's also a couple of services here that connect to Elastic Path, as well as a client configuration file that configures the Elastic Path TypeScript SDK. If we jump over to the browser, we should be able to see that we have a storefront. And if we try and add an item to cart, let's try this lounge chair. We can see ads, we can update the quantity, we can remove the item, and perform all basic cart functionality. Obviously this isn't particularly nice, we can barely see the text. Let's do a couple of quick changes. So if I follow up with the agent and just say storefront is connecting correctly, but it doesn't look as good as it could, please update the look and feel to match an upper market storefront selling furniture. So it's made some design changes for us. If we then jump back over to the storefront, we can now see it looks much nicer. If we scroll down and let's just add an item to cart and have a look at our cart, we can see all our functionality still there, and it works as it did before. So this is an example of how we're trying to accelerate developers to be able to work with Elastic Path and deploy storefronts really quickly, using our best practice implementations and allowing it to work through agentic IDs. So all of this was done with what was in effect a one-shot prompt, and through the assistance of the MCP tooling, the agent was able to deliver a working storefront.